What's a good man without a heart? One who need a push to start. Getting swallowed in the dark, or the one who plays his part. I'm the nigga that you dream about and wake up in a nightmare. Hot flash, dark spots, biggest fear, I'll take you there. Big splash, open air, I'm the one who does it here. Mike D's or Millies, I'm the biggest that's been ever here. Hear about me, read about me, I'ma always take it there. Black socks, black shoes, pull up and that's anywhere. Me and you, him and him, tired of the splitting hairs. Bodies on the bodies, I've been making sure that someone's here. Just to watch me interfere, let it go, I'll take it there. Two and two together, I don't realize without making pairs. Big moves, big decisions, make it home or make it here. I've been on a bullet train, riding out of still impaired. I can use the shoes from the tears made out of hair. You can place it here or there, made it so I made it here. Yeah, I made it so I made it here. Niggas couldn't fuck with me, yeah, they living in the fear.
Or black for black.
Yeah, I fuck with niggas, but I still don't go ahead and out these niggas, cause I still got love for niggas. Even though they ain't here, I still fuck with niggas. And yeah, they wearing Jordans, wearing Nikes, and they all wearing Adidas for these niggas that ain't like me. I'm still stamping on my imprint. Bitches see my dick print and fuck with me, I'm heaven sent. I've been on a vibe that a nigga never could repent. Me or not him or them, I'm not here to make amends. I'm just here for the dividends. Fuck around and find out I'm still here to the max. Counting by the day and IRS coming for the racks. Circle around and double back. Niggas never finish that. I've been way too humble and these niggas never double that. Find around and bite on that. Teeth enough for us to pack. I've been here with niggas who've been weighing heavy on my back. Never fucking battled that. Riddle this and riddle that. About me and could never stat. Niggas couldn't see me even if they had a battle pack. I really don't fuck with niggas. Like I do not fuck with niggas. Massachusetts, all y'all niggas, you can come see me. We can go bar for bar. Or black for black.
You're muted, my guy. That's a good start.
Good start. Great start. Welcome to the Emari Scott Show. How about that for an intro? Sorry for those that couldn't hear me. How about that for an intro, huh? How about that for an intro? Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it for all you guys tuning in. Twitch, Instagram, YouTube. We're gonna get up on TikTok tomorrow. I gotta figure it out. I can't figure it out right now today. For some reason, it's like telling me to verify my age again after I already verified it. It's just super fucking weird. But yo, we got some crazy loaded topics for you guys today. Now, as you guys know, there's a little bit of a rivalry in sports history. As of rivalries across nations, it might be the biggest in sports. This is Canada versus America. We got some exciting stuff for you guys today. Now, I just want to ask you guys one thing. Those W's in the chat if you're Canadian, W's in the chat if you're American. You know, with the extensive follower count, you know, it's awesome to see that, you know, we've reached to certain places that are obviously not just Canada and America. You know what I'm saying? We've kind of been, you know, we got people from Turkey. We got people from Africa in our Discord. That shit is dope. We got people from Africa in our Discord. So I hope you guys know, you know, we have an extensive community. You guys can come in. You guys can share your communities with us. We'll share our community with you. And you guys can tap in with us. But thank you guys for tuning in, man. Ben, thank you for tuning in. As you guys know, Ben at this point is pretty much like, I'd probably label him the director of hockey at this point. I mean, he is pretty much the most consistent show producer, you know, pretty much the director of hockey. Shout out Ben, you know, here with us on another edition of the Emari Scott Show. You know, I just want to give a shout out to real quick to Nero, man. Nero's on his grind. If you guys want to go follow at WTHHSPORTS, I think that's what he changed it to on Instagram. I don't think it's 617 anymore. So if you guys want to go get that, make sure you guys go tune into what the hell is happening in sports, please. Because normally I'm on with Nero on his solo show, but shout out to Nero for the inspiration for me to kind of do my own solo show, and Joel Moran of the Pick a Side podcast. Shout out to Mr. Moran. You know, we're in the building, you know, and we're talking about some hockey today. I know. Shout out Chris. Shout out Jorge. Shout out Mr. M. Ron. 2 times in a building. You already know. So, you know, we in this bitch. And, you know, to start it off, I mean, USA with a win today. 5-1 against Latvia. I do not want to get copyright stricken because it is the Olympics, so I cannot show you the highlights. But Ben, we'll start with you, man. I guess, it was early on in the game. I guess, USA had obviously some early chances,
Yep.
I felt like there is a player that I'll probably talk about, but you'll obviously probably talk about that stood on his head today, even though he got pulled, but which I thought was kind of surprising. But how'd you feel about the game today as a Canadian hockey fan, and what did you see from Team USA that might scare you, or something that you think that there was there that you can take advantage of when we ultimately most likely meet for a medal game?
Honestly, even though I am Canadian, I obviously watch the entire game because it's the Olympics. Why?
Yeah.
It's only right. Like the USA star were strong. Again, it's Latvia. It's not one of the best teams, but still a team that can like compete somewhat for like a top 8, like not like on the lower seed.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they did too bad considering it was 1-1 after the first. But the USA had 3 posts, and they had 2 goals disallowed, to an offside and to a goaltender interference. Latvia stood on their head, but that second period is what like pushed the USA over the edge, and I think that's what they should keep going for the entire tournament. They should not like play at not the lowest, but like play at the best level.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously, like it's best on best, they have to, but they should play like they did in that second period, and that's what ultimately like gave them the win, pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. I felt like, there were a couple disallowed goals too on our end.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, offside
and
and goaltender difference.
yeah, I just felt like, a great strong win from us to come out here against a team that obviously everyone expected us to come out here and obviously win this game. But I obviously want to give a shout out to, oops, sorry. Ad playing in the background there on a different tab. I want to give a shout out to Elvis Merzlikins, man,
definitely.
for sure. It was a rough day. Shout out to Mr. No Sleep Tyler. He's in the building. He was on here yesterday. For those of you that don't know, real quick before I get into my next point, Mr. No Sleep Tyler runs at Bears.wire. Make sure you guys go check out Bears Wire. It's on Instagram. Make sure you guys go check out our other episodes on End Zone Express if you like football. Mr. Tyler is on there too. And Tyler, he's going to be on some basketball stuff too. He's a Chicago Bulls fan. So shout out Tyler for tuning in. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I mean, it was a strong win today. I felt like for Latvia, they played honestly probably as best as they possibly could.
I don't think they played terrible.
Opinion. I don't think they played horrible. And obviously the score will tell you otherwise. But the first period, I mean, honestly, they didn't come out lethargic. They were pretty aggressive from the jump. Obviously, they faltered there towards the end of the period. And then obviously with the rest of the game, USA ran away with it in the second period. In the third period, obviously they scored a goal, but had a couple disallowed goals along the way. So it's just, this is a game where I think it's pretty straightforward. I mean, Brady Tkachuk scored the first period goal. I hopefully I don't butcher his name. Renners Krastenbergs. Hopefully I pronounced that right.
Seems all right.
I hopefully scored the second goal there. And yeah, I mean,
before these two, that's where the first disallowed goal happened.
Mm-hmm.
And right after the first disallowed, that's when Latvia like directly scored pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. And Brock Nelson netting 2 goals today. He was an integral part of this offense. And what I really like to see from this USA team was getting guys that are normally not involved, with also the guys that you would think are supposed to be setting up everybody else getting involved. Charlie McAvoy played great today, even though obviously it doesn't show up on the stat sheet. I felt like he was everywhere. He was doing a great job in his own zone. He's doing great in front of the net. And also Brock Nelson, like I said before, Tage Thompson also had a great game. He had a power play goal. So for me, I personally think that getting guys like Tage Thompson and Brock Nelson involved as well, even Vincent Trocheck had an assist today. and a majority of the guys who had assists today are all star players, guys that are at the forefront of this USA team that you would expect to lead this USA team. You had 2 assists from Jack Hughes today. You had Matthew Tkachuk had 2 assists today, or he had 1 assist. Excuse me, I'm sorry. He had 1 assist today. Jack Eichel had an assist today, and Quinn Hughes had an assist today.
Jack
I lied. They had
Jack
2,
Eichel
and
had
Quinn
2.
Hughes had 2. I lied. I'm sorry. You're right. Yes, and Austin Matthews scored today, which for those who obviously, if you don't watch the Toronto Maple Leafs, Austin Matthews had a rough start to the season, and Austin Matthews now has come into his own and has found a way to get himself going. You already know I got the 34 on. As you guys saw on the Spokes B Center podcast, I kind of did say that Austin Matthews was on my shit list, and I was kind of done defending him, which is true. I am, but he's on Team USA. I can't let my fandom do too much blinding. I got to root for him. It's USA all the way. So I felt like it was awesome to see the guys that are supposed to get the guys involved, the guys that you don't expect to get involved, like a Trocheck, who we'll get into it later about, it's a little bit later in the Canadian segment when we talk about the Canadians, but it bothers me some guys didn't make this team, but a good start for Vincent Trocheck here. He was involved. He was pretty heavily involved. Go ahead.
You got Brock Nelson, Jack Hughes, and Vincent Trocheck are the 4th line and 13th forward. It's the 4th line is JT Miller, Brock Nelson, Jack Hughes, and the 13th forward is Trocheck.
Yeah,
so, absolutely. That's obviously depth scoring, technically.
Yeah, and the depth scoring is awesome because this is what this team is going to need. Canada is obviously the most talented team, top to bottom. There's no doubt about it. I think the only advantage America has is goaltending. I'd probably say if you, in terms of the way that the goaltenders have played in the regular season, the past, I'd probably say 3 to 4 seasons, you'd probably give America the advantage.
I would too.
So in terms of this season, I honestly, you might say Canadian goalies probably have the advantage in terms of level of play this season. I think Otter might be the only guy who could say for the American goalies, obviously because Hellebuck was injured, and Swayman's got a horrible defense in front of him, which we will get into the next segment, which is the Bruins segment. But I think there's a lot left to be desired with this Latvia team defensively, obviously, but I don't think goaltending is an issue for them. It's just a matter of can they cover in the neutral zone. I felt like that was a huge problem for Latvia. America was getting up and down the ice doing whatever they wanted all game long. And there were moments even when Jack Hughes was dangling and stick handling around along the boards in the offensive zone, in the neutral zone, around in the neutral zone, making plays. Austin Matthews and Jack Eichel, especially Eichel. Eichel was really the one doing the most damage in the neutral zone today. So, I like what I saw from Team USA today, and I love what I saw obviously from Canada too. We'll talk more about Canada there towards the Canadian segment, obviously into the Canada segment. But for you guys that are Bruins fans, we are here. It is the moment. You know what I'm saying? What up, Chris? Shout out to Mr. C. Lou. Guys, go follow. I don't know what the handle is I think it's the same as his YouTube. So if you guys go follow, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. I'm just going to look for you guys real quick just so I get it right here. Oh, come on. No, it's going to make me log in. All right. But I'm pretty sure it's Chris Q. If you guys go on there, make sure you guys follow him on YouTube. He's in the comments. Shout out to Luke. He's in our Discord. Come join us in the Discord too. You guys, sometimes, we're in there. We like the game. He's a big Arc Raiders guy. I know that's a big thing right now. So, like I said, the show has no boundaries. So, thank you guys for tuning. I don't play Arc Raiders, Ben. I know you're not much of an Arc Raiders guy, obviously.
I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet, but I'm going to get into that, pretty soon because that's like Arc Raiders has been pretty big. It's been an awesome game, and I like the Division and like Ghost Recon. I love third-person type of games, and it's like it reminds me of like DayZ and PUBG like mixed together in third person, like I think, which is pretty cool. So, it's Chris Q, as you guys can see in the comments. Go follow him on Twitch. Make sure you guys go subscribe on Instagram. Go sub on Twitch. That's more important. Go sub, gift subs. You know what I'm saying? So people can watch him for free. He's got some motion over there, bro. You guys gotta go tune in. But like I said before, the Boston, the Bruins, you already smoked. We are still in the wild card, man. And offense has been the key for this Boston Bruins team. And I know, defense has been obviously a problem, which we'll get into that. But just to give you guys a couple of offensive stats here and to tell you guys basically why we've had so much success. We are 8th in total assists. Last year, I felt like playmaking was ultimately, if you would agree, Ben, was ultimately probably the biggest issue. I felt like we had problems distributing the puck. There were issues getting in and out of our zone. There was issues making plays in the neutral zone, turning the puck over in the neutral zone, and being 8th in assists up a jump from last year out of being out of the top 10 is huge. Having a bottom 5 power play last year and this year being 4th in total power play goals with 44, it's been a resurgence for the power play somehow, some way. With if you look at the other power plays that are atop the league, with like Colorado, I'm pretty sure Minnesota's up there. Just thinking off the top of my head, I want to say Montreal's up there too. Ben, correct me if I'm wrong, but Montreal is also a good team on the power play. I think if I'm not mistaken as well. And we're third in power play third in total power play percentage at 26.3. So for looking at those numbers and looking at last year where we struggled the most, that was the biggest key for us to get back to where we needed to be this year was offense. And unfortunately, the defense hasn't improved whatsoever from last year. It's been a glaring issue. And I think right now, what the most I can say about the offense too is that there's 2 guys leading the charge. Morgan Geekie is tied for third in goals right now at 32. He hasn't moved out the top 3 all season. And when Pastrnak was injured, he was playing very, very well. Actually, when Pastrnak was injured, that was the stretch of games that was Geekie's hottest streak was when Pastrnak was injured. So I think the noise of Morgan Geekie just being a David Pastrnak merchant and a product of David Pastrnak has been to be proven false this year at this point.
Yeah,
I think I would say. And Morgan Geekie is just a late bloom player. That might be all it is. He might just be he got to the right situation on the right team with the right guy on the right line with the right coaches. It can happen like that in pro sports. So it's been awesome to see that you don't want to admit this, but Morgan Geekie is a pure goal scorer. He doesn't do anything else really well or elite other than shooting the puck and scoring. Realistically. Maybe that's a little disingenuous to say about his defensive game. I feel like he's not bad on defense. I feel like defensively he's average. I'm not going to say he's elite or anything, or he's this.
I mean, he's a -1, so
2-way, like he's, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
For where the Bruins defense has played all season, being a -1 right now is probably the best of where he can be at as a first liner.
Yeah.
Like realistically, and I'll get into some stats here, obviously, after to come to that point about Geekie and just the defense in general. But David Pastrnak is 7th in assists with 49. David Pastrnak is 6th in points. He's taking a backseat on scoring goals, which is fine by me when you're distributing the puck the best you ever have, pretty much at this point on pace 4 in the season. He's already at 50 assists at the halfway mark. Did he have 100 assists last year?
Or close?
I think he was in the 90s, but he genuinely might crack 100 assists, which is an elevation in David Pasternak's game. Because what we know David Pastrnak to be and what the NHL and common fans of the NHL or casual fans or even diehard fans, we know David Pastrnak to be a bona fide goal scorer. A guy who can score.
He got 63 last year and the year before.
Okay, well, 90 was crazy number. I felt like he had, I don't know why I felt like he had more, but
you're probably thinking about points because 100 in both.
100, okay, probably points. Yeah, absolutely. So just in general, like the element of now being at 50, he's gonna well surpass 63 at this point if he stays healthy, because as you guys know, knee tendonitis has been an issue for him. He said the past couple years or the past season, the past 12 months, calendar year, knee tendonitis was an issue for him. So he's looked, ever since he's come back from injury, though, he's looked great. It seems like he's been managing it. It's been awesome. And the reason why these numbers, and the numbers, like I told you, 8th in total assists, 335, 4th in total power play goals, 44, 3rd in power play percentage at 26.3, and 20th in total shots at 1,550 total shots, which is crazy to think about because this team was worse shooting last year, and 20th by no stretch of the means is good at all whatsoever.
Yeah, that's bottom half.
but they're fourth in total shot percentage, which is weird.
That's probably getting boosted by Geeky because he has like 24%, almost 20%.
And that's why I said, like, Geeky, he's just a late bloom player. Like, this talent might have always been there, but for it to be unlocked in a situation that he's been in with this Bruins team, that everyone's had to overachieve and play for a roster spot. Nobody's spot's been safe since Bergeron left and Marchand left. Well, it's really been since Marchand left. No one's spot's been safe. But Geeky, I think, has solidified himself as a cornerstone player for the future to be there with David Pastrnak and Charlie McAvoy, and also as well Jeremy Swayman. And say what you want also about I'd put Kuznetsov in that category and Minton. When we get a couple more talented players, I think they will probably get bumped down a couple more. Well, I'm hoping, the hope is we get better enough to a point where Minton now at this point and Kuznetsov, who have both been getting first and second line minutes and ice time at certain points throughout this season, they would thrive exponentially and astronomically well against third and fourth liners if we found a way to get more talent in here at the deadline. I think that's a possibility because I think overall they've both played better than Casey Middlestat, who I liked a lot. Ben, as you know, on the last pod we had on Spoke Beat Center, like, I like Casey Middlestat a lot. I thought he was awesome in Colorado, but maybe it was because he was playing on the third line. And maybe that was the case. And he obviously isn't producing by number kind of to the same extent in the same time period of what he was on Colorado and what he contributed to a team that's supposed to be contending. But we're right now in that second wild card spot. And excuse me, wow, gross. I also want to give myself flowers too, because as I did also say, I said this on December 13th, 23rd, can't even remember, but I have the screenshot. But the next time we get on Hockey Pod, I promise you, I'm going to put this up on the screen. I told you guys, and I told you from the jump, the Buffalo Sabres are going to make the playoffs this year. I told you guys. I really did. Conversation for the next pod, because I'm definitely going to get into that the next pod. I wanted to on this one, but we wanted to get these two topics out the way. And the Bruins and the Canadiens obviously have been playing so well this year, and USA Canada in the height of the Winter Olympics. It's the greatest year in sports in probably the past 4 years, bro. 5 years. This has been awesome. We got the World Baseball Classic in 20 days too. So, this is an awesome way to kick off this campaign trail for us here at the Bay State Media. So thank you guys for tuning in. For those that have consistently stayed in here, thank you for tuning in. Those on Instagram, thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out No Sleep Tighter. Shout out Jeremy, Will, Mr. John Mahar. Thank you guys for tuning in. Aubrey, appreciate you. Offense has been the key. And like I said before too, what it really has been, and that's a weird number being fourth in total shot percentage, but like Ben said, that number is a product of how efficiently Geeky has been shooting and how much he's been putting pucks on net, with also being able to, honestly, with Pastrnak also being able to open other people up with how much gravity he attracts when the puck is on his stick. And even when the puck isn't on his stick, when he's either at the bottom of the circle or at the top of the circle, and he's in a position and a place to score and a threat to score, I think that's also what opens up a lot of other stuff. And you're seeing it a lot with Pastrnak is on pace to have the best playmaking season of his whole entire career. So to see that being a thing too, getting more talent in here is only going to bode well more for David Pastrnak. He's already taking that leap, if you ask me. I think it's time we start putting David Pastrnak in kind of he's above Austin Matthews. If we're gonna put Austin Matthews constantly in a conversation of top 5, I don't see why he can't be there, personally. And that's my bias not even kicking in. I think that's just the God honest truth, honestly. And the offense, I would say too, obviously is a big jump, but the defense has been atrocious, to say the least. We're fourth in total shots allowed. We literally can't defend for shit. We're 13th in goals allowed, which that obviously attributes, for the most part, to the fact that we literally just let anything come through. Anything. And I have some more individual stats with a couple other guys too. Well, like McAvoy and a couple other guys. Well, especially more so Mason Lowry. The guy sucks. He's horrible. I'm gonna get into that in the next couple segments, but I guess I can in this segment because we're talking about the defense, so I'll keep it in this segment. But sixth in goals for per game, which is it's crazy to think about too. That's an offensive stat, obviously, for those that don't know. But scoring, we're sixth in goals per game. So offense has ultimately masked the fact that our defense has been absolutely fucking atrocious, and the goalie numbers don't look as bad as they do for the fact that we can't defend. And it doesn't help the fact that we're second in penalty minutes and the Lightning are first. So a team finally has passed us. Thank God a team has fucking passed us. So we're second in penalty minutes. The Lightning are first. And somehow they're ahead of us in the standings. We're second in penalty minutes while being 28th in penalty kill percentage at 76.3. So we don't kill a majority of penalties. And we're in the box all the fucking time. So realistically, if we just eliminated penalties, which is the reason why 4th in total shots allowed and 13th in goals allowed is happening, it's because we are in the box way too much. We are in the box an astronomical amount. And this is the first time the past 2 weeks when the Lightning passed us this past week before the Olympic break, this is the first time we moved from the number 1 spot for penalty minutes this season in the whole entire NHL. This is atrocious. Mason Lohrei needs to go. Peak he was okay to start the year. He's been horrible as of late. And I don't know what it's going to take to fix this defense or what it's going to take to fix this team, but something needs to be said about this defense. I'm not really sure what it's going to be. I'm not really sure what it is. But somebody better than any of these other guys other than McAvoy and probably even Zadorov, who fixed his penalty woes from last year. Something needs to be done. We're not going to be buyers at the deadline, clearly, because of the state we're in organizationally, and we're in no position to be buying, but we do need to be selling, I think, especially on defense. There needs to be an upgrade. It might be time, in my personal opinion, if you ask me, it might be time to let Patra go and Lassell and Mercula, like these guys we have that are prospects. Like, does another team want these guys? I don't know. I'm not sure. Do you trade DiPietro, the goalie, for a younger guy that could play right now that's better than Mason Lohrei and Andrew Peak and Jokiharju, who has also been absolutely fucking terrible and horrible? I don't even know where to start with Jokiharju, to be quite real with you either. And, speaking about the goaltending, Jeremy Swayman has showed in multiple games this year. Even last year, Ben, I think we were talking about this on the other podcast when we had the last hockey podcast, but I'm pretty sure, wasn't Jeremy Swayman like tied for 3rd or like 4th in total shutouts last year?
Something like that. Yeah, I would have to check again. What's he can do right now?
Yeah, and his defense was worse ultimately last year. And this year, he's played probably ultimately better overall. He's nowhere close to like where we want him to be. But I think the biggest thing with Swayman is that, he showed in a multitude of these games why he belongs at an 8x8 contract. Genuinely. And I know
last year he had 4 shutouts, which is 16th in the league.
Well, but who else is he tied with though? He's tied with like however.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's one guy at 8, 2 guys at 6, 3 guys at 5, and there's plenty of other guys at 4, and he's one of them.
Right. Which he had no business pitching any shutouts with the defense last year. And it's unfortunate because he only has 1 this year. Ultimately, he's played better at home all season. I mean, which is obviously what you would expect for the most part. But, not a great start last game this month of February. He gave up 5 goals allowed on 46 shots. But when you're facing 46 shots, I mean, what the fuck can you do? and especially the volume of shots and how they were happening throughout that game, there was no way he was getting that team out of that predicament. And I know he's on an 8x8, but this team can't be relying on him 24/7 to be bailing us out every night. It can't work that way. Right now, there's no reason why Buffalo should be in a race with us, realistically. But they actually have a little bit more defensive talent. To be honest with you. And they might have a little bit more offensive talent too right now, to be quite honest with you, if I'm not mistaken either. Although they don't have a David Pastrnak, but we don't have a Rasmus Dahlin. We might not even have a Matthias Samuelsson, to be quite honest with you either.
No, because you don't have backup defensive, like offensive help on defense.
Nope. And that's and you know what that's the craziest part about the fact that our offense has played so well as to how it has, with almost little to zero defenseman help offensively. So if we even just got defenseman help, we might be a lot better. We might be first in all offensive stats as a team if we had some offensive help defensively. With the way that we're playing right now.
The second offensive guy on defense is Mason Lohrei.
Yeah, which yeah, and that should tell you everything you need to know.
And after that, it's 10% home. And after that, Zadorov. Like
second is
Lohrei. Like I get the point. I get the point that
right.
Lindholm has missed games. He has like 9 less games than Lohrei, but he's like 4 points under.
He can't stay healthy. I would put him in that category if Lohrei could stay healthy, but the problem is that Lohrei just can't stay healthy.
Yeah, no, Lindholm has less games than Lohrei.
Yeah.
And somehow Zadorov 17 points. Hello, what does that come from?
Yeah. I don't know. Zadorov has been an awesome flip this year in many ways, and it's just being overshadowed because the rest of the defense sucks. But speaking of suck,
all right, let's
all right, we'll get right into it. Hey man, you guys got a goaltending situation over there, but I do have I want to pose a couple questions for you. If you know, and obviously this will be easy for you since you are the Mr. Director of Hockey. But you know, as far as this goaltending debacle, what do you think is the best move for you guys at the deadline? And do you trust Dobes and the rest of the staff to figure it out this season? Or do you think you might have to give up a piece for a goaltender? And if you were to give up a piece, or if you were to make a trade, what would that trade look like as far as cap, money, and what the pieces you trade to get a goaltender? And is there a goaltender in mind that you think that's an actual acquirable acquisition?
No, I wouldn't even do a trade. I would stay pat on that because
why?
We just changed goalie coaches, and I think it's been like 3 weeks. I think we fired the last one and like hired the new one, and it's been a clear difference. It doesn't matter. I
actually didn't even know that.
That's like
so. Elaborate on. I guess okay. So that's good to know, though. Elaborate on like the coaching change. Like what style of coach do they go from what they had before and like now to like now? Is it like more of a development guy or?
Yes, because that was the guy that was in the American Hockey League in the AHL.
Okay.
So when Montembeault got sent down for like conditioning reasons, he came back. He was like better, and he fell back down again. And I think that it came to the realization that the problem was not the goalie themselves; it was the goalie coach. It's been there for a while. So. And when we hired the new guy, we just like move him up from like the AHL. Both Dobes and Montembeault have been better.
Absolutely. And speaking of Montembeault, what do you think his future looks like? Like, as far as an update, like, what have you seen anything as far as articles or updates on what his situation is mentally? Because I know, he had some mental issues as far as dealing with social media, and he wasn't playing well, and social media was attributing to his mental health, which we all know how that can be a detriment to an athlete's success, and it could be, or their failure, whatever the case may be. It can enhance one of the two. So as far as his future, have you seen any reports or like updates or any rumblings or rumors on Twitter about his future? Is it in question, or are they going to roll with it and still invest in him for the future? Because I think the talent's there.
Yeah, the talent is there. I haven't seen anything, and I think they were just gonna roll with it because this contract expires next year. So I think it's just gonna roll with it.
Yeah, and let it and see where it goes.
Oh
And
yeah, see where he goes from there. Probably just to let him walk or like trade him or maybe even this summer. In this
I was just
offseason.
gonna ask that. I was gonna say, yep.
If they like go to a Dobish Fowler tandem next year, I wouldn't be surprised if Montembeau is getting traded in the summer. I just thought about that as well.
Yeah,
It's going into
especially
the
because
last.
there's 1 year left, right?
Yeah,
May
it's
as well.
this year, and next year.
Someone will take a chance on him for a year, as a backup.
Yeah, it's not even he's not even that expensive either. He makes 3.1, 2.15.
And there's a lot of pressure playing in Montreal, though. I don't think
Yeah,
people
definitely.
understand how much pressure. It's like playing in Montreal and playing in Boston is like playing for Barcelona or Real Madrid. Dead ass, straight up.
Literally.
Like there's a lot of pressure, and there's a lot of things as far as productivity that it's extremely high expectations. And I feel like Montembeau to start out, he was on the trajectory to getting he was on the trajectory talent wise and skill wise going up to meet those expectations. Obviously this season it was a mental thing, and I'm just obviously glad that he's making obviously progress, and he's not obviously in the space he was before. And it sucks that he was going through that, because I thought looking before when we were doing the Spoke Beat Center podcast in the offseason, I thought the Canadiens roster, after seeing the moves that they made, this is the team I had coming out the East this year. This is the team I had going to the Stanley Cup final. Because you look at this team top to bottom, offense and defense, dude, and then on paper, you look at it and you see, okay, Montembeau, who's coming off of a very good season last year, I'd say very good. And for a goalie, when you say great, very good, average, elite, those mean what it means. And he had a very good season last year. So I thought he was going to expound on that season and kind of level himself to a level remember when Swayman kind of got to that elite level that following season? And we were kind of looking at it okay, he can legitimately be an elite goaltender. I feel like that's the way we were looking at Sam Montembeau in terms of potential going into this season, as far as his highest ceiling where he could get to. And it's unfortunate because that was he's the missing link. Goaltending is the missing link to the Canadiens really figuring it out. If they get an elite goaltender, this is a team that could beat a Minnesota Wild team in 7 games. This is a team that could beat a Colorado Avalanche team in 7 games, because the depth is there and the top end, high end guys are there. And not to mention, if they make a deep run, Line A is slated to come back if they can make a deep run anyways.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be either in the line or on the roster when coming out of the Olympic break.
Yep.
Or I've seen reports that the Habs are willing to trade him retaining salary for 50%.
Oh, that's an interesting situation. Depends on what the return is, though. May as well keep him for the year and see where you go, and then move off of him in the summer if you need. His value might be higher if he plays a good second half of the season.
Yeah, but with that, that's his last contract here.
So so he would just walk.
It would just walk.
Oh, so you'd want to get rid of him before the deadline then?
I would. Because
if you look, you may as well someone in a better contract situation.
Yeah, so if you look at the lineup right now, where do you place him?
Yeah.
He's been out all year. We're playing great without. I'm not disparaging his talent. He's a good player, he's a good shooter and everything.
Right.
But when you look at the lineup, you just have no place to put it in. That second line, you're just not touching Kapanen, Demonov, Slavkovsky. You're not touching that.
Absolutely.
And if you look at the other lines,
this might be the best second line in the league.
Literally.
Yeah.
If you look at the other lines,
obviously
you're not touching Caulfield, Suzuki. And for now it's dark because Texier was injured going out in the Olympic break, but he's playing for France, so he's going to be back in that spot. That third, it's what that 4th line. See, that's where it would fit. It would really fit third line. It's just not fit, like not fit for that role.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
that
it's not the
fourth line is perfect.
yeah. But
It's
here's the
Anderson, Dano, Gallagher, so it makes it perfect.
working him back in too, like you said, like that's like especially that late in the year when the Canadians
Yeah.
are genuinely trying to be a contender. So, you
Like
know,
if you look at the deadline this year,
mhm.
it's oh god, I can't type that right. Got him. It's on March 6th. Okay.
Yep.
And the Habs played like a few games coming out of the break before that.
And the East is extremely wide open for those that don't know.
We
It's
play
not like Tampa Bay is running away with anything by any stretch of the
we played
means.
3 games before the third deadline. 26,
Okay.
28, and March 3rd. And we have a game on March 6th, but it's at 9 p.m. That's after the deadline.
Has there been any rumors of him getting moved, or is it just you would like to move off of him if they were to make a decision?
I've seen some things. Like I said, like they're willing. I think they're willing to move him and retaining salary like 50%
Mhm.
because it's the last year of his contract. So like you're paying half of his contract for like the remaining 4 months, not even.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not like he's gonna run into an issue. It's not like he has a year left. It's literally has months left. It's just not like I would. It's just depending on the return.
Dump him to us. We'll give
Dump
him to us. We'll give you like LaSalle or somebody or we'll give you low
yeah,
ride.
another 22-year-old is sucking the
We'll give you low ride.
Okay, no. Okay, no.
But you know, speaking of disturbing things like trading Mason Low-Rye for Patrick Laine, which will never happen.
no, that would never happen.
Cole Caulfield was left off of Team USA hockey. And I'm gonna let you go first, obviously, because he's on your team. And how you already know how I feel about
this. When the roster came out, I was like at this point I was like expecting it because it's not like the way he would have played. That's just not his role.
Right.
Because he would have played like a third line checking role pretty much.
Yeah.
So that's just like not his role whatsoever. So like, okay, that makes sense, I guess. But he's still like one of the best shooters in the league. You put him in that role, you put him on the power play, easy.
Bro, I don't care. I don't care how big the dude is, bro. Pause. Like, there's no reason you're telling me he's with the offensive talent Canada has. There's no reason why you'd be telling me the way Cole Caulfield played last year and this year, he shouldn't have been left off this team. This is fucking like I have a bone to pick with Bill Guerin because I just feel like look, if Macklin Celebrini made the roster, there's no excuse for Cole Caulfield being on the roster. Like if
not only Cole Caulfield, but Jason Robertson.
Yeah, or Robertson. And say what you want, like I guess the general shit talking about Robertson is he hasn't had a good this year. And it's kind of just like, okay, but like I'm going to take Robertson over Trocheck. Like ultimately, I don't think Trocheck should be on this roster. I don't care how good he played today. It's against Latvia. He's not going to do jack shit against Canada. And we saw what happened in the Four Nations. I was there in the building. I was there watching it live. If you guys haven't seen it, scroll to the bottom of our page on this YouTube page. You guys can go watch the vlog. I was there. If you look at the videos I took, Canada was just, they controlled the game. That's really what it was. Canada controlled a majority of that championship game.
I think it was like
they controlled a majority of the third period.
Yeah.
To be more honest. The first two periods more even. They controlled the majority of the third, and then obviously we know what happened in overtime. I was sick to my stomach. I was shocked. So putting out virtually the same roster doesn't really do much. But with the way that Matthew Tkachuk is playing right now for Florida and the way he's played since he came back for injury, that might be those types of pieces. And Brady Tkachuk also, the Tkachuk brothers might be those are the X factors for me on this Team USA. because I felt like what Canada did was they took the Kachuk brothers out of their game in Four Nations by making them skate around, chasing them around the whole entire time, getting them off their game.
That's why Canada has guys like Sam Bennett, Braden Hagel in their lineup, because that's someone that can get on their nerves.
Because Bennett's a dirty son of a bitch. We all seen what Bennett did to Marchand, punching him in the fucking face. He's a dirty son of a bitch. And you need a guy, and that's what makes Canada, I feel like, great, because Sam Bennett is a bona fide goal scorer. He is. He's a great goal scorer. Hagel is a good offensive player.
And we brought up Tom Wilson as well. So
and you got a goon. That's all Tom Wilson's really there for, realistically.
And you have Marchand, Reinhardt, Stone that can get on people's nerves as well. So like
Marchand's he's gonna like those guys you just named. Like, not only are those extremely skilled offensive players, and not only can they contribute extremely well offensively, bro, you can put them anywhere, first line to fourth line. Like,
we literally have Sam Reinhardt on the fourth line.
Like, Trocheck couldn't play on the first or second line.
No, he wouldn't be on this one at all.
He wouldn't even make Team Canada. So for me, like, there's no reason why Caulfield should have been left off Team USA at all. Why am I now blanking on the other person other than Robertson that was left off? There's somebody else that was supposedly could have made the team, and I can't remember. Don't know why I'm blanking. Can't remember. But anyways, I would have rather Patrick Kane other than Vincent Trocheck. I get it, he's old, but I would have throw.
Are you probably thinking of? I mean, I didn't Fox, but Alex Tuck.
Yes. I would have rathered Alex Tuck over Vincent Trocheck. That's exactly who it is. Yes. I just think he's more talented offensively than Trocheck is. And I feel like
I think he's better physically. He's a bigger body.
He's big, yeah, and he's a way bigger body. Absolutely. And it's just upsetting that those guys didn't make the team, because those are the guys that would have made the difference against a team like Canada. We're not scared of anybody else. It's a fucking Leon Draisaitl fest over there in Germany. No one is scared of anybody else on that roster other than Leon.
Not even Susla?
No. What?
Okay.
Against us, brother. Come on. Switzerland.
I'm just naming him.
Come on. Switzerland. I get it. We get you're going to get the gold and run away with it, but let's not disrespect us here, get carried away. Let's not get carried away here, Ben. Switzerland's not beating us. It's not happening.
I mean, but because they don't have a true top end guy. Fiala, Hischier, Switzerland.
Oh yeah. I thought you meant us. I was like,
No, Switzerland. they have Fiala, Hischier, Timo Meyer, Nino Niederreiter.
Oh, hold on. Don't do my boy Hischier like that. He might be a
He's good.
He might be a top end. It's obviously up for discussion.
Good.
But
he is good, but it's not like top end US and Canada level.
He'd make the USA roster.
No, he would.
Easily.
Yeah.
With ease.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. And they have Roman Yossi on the back end.
Yeah, but those are guys like you said, that's a team like the Celtics this season. Like, there's no Jason Tatum. There's no Jaylen Brown either. Unless you want to call Hischier Jaylen Brown, which you could, because he's the second best player other than Jack Hughes. So that's actually perfect.
Yeah,
that was perfect.
That's a good comparison.
See, I like that, chat. Thank you guys for tuning in, yo. I'm sorry, chat. Talk to me in the comments, yo. I want to talk to you guys too. Ben and I do this every day, so this is just common practice for us. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying the show. If you guys are enjoying the show, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Speaking of beating allegations, like Bill Guerin can't. His job, his job should be in question. Gavin McKenna punches a bitch out. Now, for those that don't know the story, Gavin McKenna was out one night with his family. Good old Gavin.
It was after the outdoor game.
Yes, thank you.
So it was out with teammates and family.
I almost skipped that piece of context. That was a perfect piece of context. For those that didn't watch, I actually won't get copyrighted for this because it already happened. And so for those, what? Anyways, before we get too in depth, before we do that, I'm just going to show you guys. Penn State had an outdoor game. For those who are hockey savants, this was your bread and butter. You were tuned in. You were at the edge of your seat, right? This game was the pinnacle of hockey, okay? This is pond hockey at its finest, outdoors, 2 elite teams, number 2 Michigan State, number 5 Penn State. This is a game for the ages, guys. This was, to be real, this was better than a lot of the outdoor games in the NHL that have happened so far. Can't lie to you. It was a really good game.
It was better than a Winter Classic.
Yeah, absolutely. For those that didn't watch, we're not going to watch the whole thing, obviously, but just putting it obviously here for you guys to see while we talk about it. So this is the setting. This is the biggest game of Gavin McKenna's life, to be quite honest with you. Well, Memorial Cup was probably bigger, but this is probably the second biggest moment of Gavin McKenna's life, other than Game 6 or Game 7, whatever it was when we were watching it when he was in the Memorial Cup. Now, this is the context, right? Mind you, he's in this game. It gets kicked off. Everything's cool. They get in there. Penn State's off to a great start, right? They're off to a great start, with Michigan going back and forth up the ice, right? And
I would say great start. It doesn't look like it so far.
Well, that goal was a fluke. It was a shitty goal. I wouldn't really put too much stock in that. But if you really watch the game, Penn State did have a great start. They were there. Gavin McKenna mixing it up a little bit. The physicality there has been a thing, and we'll get more into that as far as prospects. But Gavin McKenna, this is the biggest game of his life. He had an assist. Now, I think
he had a goal.
He had an assist that everyone was raving about. And I thought it was great. He gets his head up. He's looking up ice. He finds somebody up ice in the neutral zone, and he makes a great pass. And what I think, I would say for the most part about this game that stood out to me is that he was not a prisoner of the moment mentally. Like, he was locked in. Like, for the most part, he was flying around offensively and through the neutral zone. He played great. I don't think physicality was an issue for him against Michigan State. But it's obviously, we've seen it in moments this year. But anyways, he's out with his family, right? It's the biggest game of his life. And somebody's talking shit to him, heckling him. He's out with his family, mind you. And, when you're out with your...
Not even only to him, to his mom.
And that's what I was getting to. So they start talking shit to him first and eventually start chirping his mom. And he calls his mom a whore. And Gavin knocked him the fuck out. I mean...
The thing is, the guy got, kicked out, and he waited for McKenna outside as well.
And I don't think this should be a stain on his draft stock. It would shock me if something like this, especially in the sport of hockey, which is a gladiator sport, it would shock me in some way, shape, or form if this tanked his stock and had something to do with his evaluation so far this year.
I mean, he's not. I don't think he's missing a game. He's playing this weekend.
No, and he shouldn't miss a game.
He's not. I don't think he's missing one.
They're saying he's being charged with whatever, but he's ultimately going to get off of it because he's an NCAA athlete. 2, he's the most famous NCAA athlete in hockey. So that alone separates him from probably a lot of other guys that probably play football who might be making more money than him, but they definitely aren't more known than him, even just being on a roster making NIL money. Yeah. So realistically, and there's not too many guys making NIL money anyways. So realistically, you know, what I like about McKenna and what I've seen so far from McKenna is the fact that offensively, all the tools are there. I just think he's lethargic physically and he needs to gain some weight. That's really what it is. And
It's been like when he started the year in the ACA, it was like, oh, it's gonna be rough for him. It's not gonna be easy. It's still gonna be like it's better competition than the WHO.
mm-hmm.
And I think with time, I think he has settled. Like really.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. He
Because like
settled.
WHL to NCAA college is two different things. It's such a jump.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Skill level.
Yeah, and I mean,
it's such a jump in skill level.
And he's ultimately shown for the most part, the skills there, everything is there, and I've seen a lot that scouts and analysts are concerned about him taking hits and shying away from it. And I think the physicality, he'll get used to it. I personally think he should stay another year. I think he's always in the right spaces on the ice too, which is a big thing too, though. His IQ is off the charts.
That's why I said, like, with time, he has become better on like more comfortable in college. Definitely.
He has, and I think he just needs to gain 10 to 15. I think winning a national championship would help.
Yeah.
I think that's a run that he should take. And if Penn State's serious about his development and they want to get another year out of attracting people to come to the stadium, that outdoor game is a big thing for Penn State. This is a program hockey in the Division I is just growing and growing and growing exponentially. Oklahoma State's going to get a program very soon. They're about to get a D1 program. And a lot of these other schools that we're seeing, Ohio State, a football school, they have a program. Minnesota has always had a football team, but hockey's been their number one sport.
Yeah, the Gophers.
So I think that with the game expanding and how well McKenna has played overall for the most part lately, I think he should stay and expound on this. I think he should. And
what you think? Do you think that could change depending on who drafted him? Who drafted him? Because like if you look at like the draft odds right now, obviously like the worst team is, and he's not even projected to go one. It's not even projected to go one in the mock that I have, like on the side I have right here. He's not even projected to go one.
Yeah,
it's not like it's Ivor Stenberg, who is pretty good. We all know this. If you watch the World Juniors, this year has been really good.
Right, absolutely. No, for sure. And I think that he should stay. I think that it's a good thing for him to stay. He should get another year under his belt, and ultimately get that physicality out of the way.
Yeah, because if you go another college year, I think that's more physicality for the NHL level.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I think the jump between the WHL and college NCAA and between NCAA and NHL is probably similar. It's like it's two different things, both.
Yeah.
That's why CHL and like CHL and NHL is such big of a jump that the guys take like 1 or 2 years in the AHL.
Right. No, yeah, absolutely. And I think he's still in the top 5 prospects. I think he's still there.
Oh, yeah.
I think, but with a little bit more reevaluation for me, my top 5 personally, this is who I have, and this is in order personally. Just this year alone, this season. These are my top 5 guys. I want to say, I don't know, man. I really like Max Plant. I really do.
Yeah.
I like him the most. I think his offensive game, I think it has the most versatility.
I think I think he's the guy that goes the most under the radar. Because I haven't seen him mentioned once.
Yeah, because he's on Minnesota Duluth. You know, they haven't. They've been okay this year, but they haven't been anything crazy. You know.
Yeah.
So I think I mean, he's fifth in the nation in points, but in terms of, I like Max Plant a lot. I think the ceiling is there too.
Yeah.
I personally, I also like I like McKenna too. Honestly, right after Max Plant, I like him right after Max Plant.
Yeah,
I think
that's
he's
good.
awesome. I'll probably have TJ Hughes at 3.
He's not even drafted.
Yep, I like him though. As a
I mean,
like,
TJ Hughes is 24.
I'm just saying as a like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but he's second in the nation in points, and that's a big jump from the production so far that he's had so far. Even though he's a senior, I think that's a left to be desired. This is just for me this season. Like I said before, these are my top 5 for this season that I like in order, just in terms of what's around them and how they've played as far as what's around them. That's why I have Max Plant first.
Yeah.
I feel like out of those 3 guys, he has the least supporting cast, if that makes sense. So I'd probably put Michael Haig 4th.
Yeah, okay.
And then I'm biased, but James Hagen's 5th.
Again, I expected that.
I'm biased, but
I expected that. A guy you haven't mentioned, who's I'm seeing here, is that like the guy with the most points. He's playing at Quinnipiac. Wittenbach, whatever.
Yeah, but he's playing at the Q this year, bro.
47 points in 30 games, though.
Yeah, but I don't know. The thing is I've seen his name a lot. I guess I really haven't watched him too much enough to a point for me to say. But I would say from what I've watched, I don't know, bro. Like, I just think it's the level of competition, I feel like, too. That's
probably
for my rankings. I just don't think that the Q has played a great level of competition this year.
That's fair.
That's just really what it is for me. And, they've had, some interesting games this year so far. I would say for the most part, they've had an underwhelming season in comparison to what they were last year.
Yeah.
Would you say? I'd probably say.
Probably, yeah.
So, I mean, it's a lot left to be desired, but, I would say for the most part, yeah, man, I have to have, that's my 5, but, I don't hate it. He's talented, but I just think strength of schedule and what they've gone up against matters.
Yeah.
Matters a lot.
Charlie Trammell, Michael Hage, Porter Morton. I'll go a guy. James Hagens, McKenna. That would be 5, but I'll say William Horkoff as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, Hughes is awesome. I like TJ Hughes' game. He's awesome. He's fucking awesome. And the thing about TJ Hughes, man, is that the talent is there. It's there, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to do in the league. I think he's going to be great in the league. I think he's going to do a lot of good things in the league. But also, damn, they cut me off Instagram. Fuck you. Sorry to my Instagram viewers.
I'll go get that fixed. I'll go on.
It's all right. We're on the last segment anyways. So we're almost on the last segment. We have one more segment. We already talked about USA, so really we're just going to talk about Canada next in their opening game. In their opening games. But yeah, I mean, Hughes is awesome. I think he does belong obviously in that top 3 range as far as like the prospects that have played well this season. And yeah, those are my 5. And Ben, I like your 5 though, Ben. I think it's awesome. I think it's a great 5.
Wittenbach, Hage, that's 2. Strammel, that's 3. I wouldn't have more than 5, honestly. I can't even put 5.
Really?
I mean, I have Wittenbach.
You wouldn't say, or even like, I guess you could say those 3 have really been the ones that have really been like the studs, standouts.
Yeah.
In terms of like big name games, maybe, or just in terms of Wittenbach's case, like the points. 47 points.
Yeah.
You know,
And
but
also with the Buck is like a 5th round pick either as well. So
yeah, absolutely,
you have to take
absolutely,
it like man. So
absolutely.
I'm not if like I go 1, I don't want to be biased. But Michael Hedge.
No, that's not biased at all. I honestly wanted to put him 1 at first when I was doing it earlier. I wanted to put him at 1, but I didn't. I didn't put him at 1 just because.
I'll go Hedge, Wittenbach, probably Martone, then Schrammel, then
Oh, I
McKenna, then
forgot about
Higgins.
Martone. I might have to take Higgins off that list and put Martone on there. Honestly, 5th. Higgins is good, but he's not Porter Martone.
Yeah, Martone. Yeah, I feel you.
I love love Higgins, but
Higgins at 1.29 points per game. Martone's at 1.38.
yeah, I probably still would take Porter Martone. We're lucky that we got James Higgins though. Very lucky.
Yeah, Martone is tied with 3rd at points per game.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like
speaking of prospects,
Wittenbach is 1st, Martone 3rd. Yeah, go
on. Macklin Celebrini.
Yeah.
International goal in the Winter Olympics. First Winter Olympic goal on his first shift. What a fucking guy, man.
No, maybe not first shift. It was the end of the first. Relax.
Oh, was it? I thought it was his first shift.
No, it was the end of the first period.
Oh, at first period. Okay, sorry, Chad. I'm sorry. I'm mistaken. Mistaken. But Macklin, what a great start to his international career, man. Well, as far as being an NHL pro, he's already obviously been playing for World Juniors and stuff. But,
yeah.
Great start to his international career as a pro at the Winter Olympics, on the pro team, on the senior team.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, how did you feel about Canada's open game so far? I mean, obviously, it's the same situation as the USA in terms of total dominance, but how do you feel about Canada so far? And, I mean, do you feel like you guys are going to run away with this? Because I'll keep it short and sweet before you go real quick. I think Canada's going to run away with this. There's nobody's roster that's better than top to bottom. And if Binnington stands on his head again like he did for Four Nations throughout that tournament, then nobody stands a chance.
Yeah. Surprisingly, I was fully awake for this one. I was pumped. And I watched all game, the entire game pretty much. We played great. I don't think I saw weakness in our game. I don't think we let Czechia have a lot of chances. And when we did have the chances, Bennington was there, and Bennington played great. And what I've noticed a lot, and it's not just me, it's all the commentators as well. The guy was waving his stick a lot, when this guy was around him behind the net, which I don't think is something he usually does.
Bennington's a wild card. He's a funny guy. He's an interesting guy.
And what I saw as well, he has controlled his temper. There was a situation when Jacob ran into him, pretty much give him a love tap or whatever, and he didn't get with the guy at all. He just said your difference was just Thomas Harley. It was go get him. There with that guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that does help, because if you control his temper, he's in his game, and he doesn't make issues. We're in business. Canada's in business.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Canada, man, what a runaway! It's going to be a runaway. I thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys so much. Hey, man, it's been an awesome couple days. Dude, this is fun. I like doing this show the most now. I'm sorry, guys. I like football. It's been awesome. You guys know I'm a football guru, a football savant. Ben's a Ravens fan. The Chiefs fan. The rest of the panel, for the most part, is Patriots fans. Other than Tyler, who's a Bears fan. Micah. Shout out Micah. Give Micah some applause real quick. He's watching on TV at home right now. He's going to wait for us to get in Discord. We ran over, obviously. I think an hour is good. We thought it was going to be 30 minutes, but that was great conversation. Great show. Always love talking about hockey. We love getting in here and talking about hockey.
Absolutely.
And thank you guys for tuning in. As you guys can hear, your boy in the background, Emari Scott Dope. And you guys already know, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to my Instagram viewers. You guys go crazy, man. My Instagram viewers, you guys will be going nuts. You guys be joining 24/7. At one point tonight, Instagram, we had like 20 plus people in Instagram tonight at one point. Instagram is awesome. Thank you guys, because I don't go live a lot. I haven't really used the live feature a lot on Instagram as of late, the past couple years. So using it now more so, getting you guys acclimated. If you guys love sports, tuning into Bay State Media. Make sure you guys keep tapping in with us. We are here with you guys every single day. The Emari Scott Show, End Zone Express, Bi-Coastal Baseball Podcast, Smoked B Center Show, Baseball Prospect Report. That one's coming out. Get ready for a Baseball Prospect Report. That shit's going to be crazy. And you know,
just ready for baseball content in general.
Yeah, baseball content in general. Exactly. Get ready for the Red Sox to beat frauds again. We're going to talk about that Sunday. Get ready for the Jays to probably go back to the World Series. Hey, you know, thank you guys for tuning in. It's been an awesome show. You guys are the best. You guys be killing it. We will see you tomorrow for football talk. Football talk tomorrow. We got to talk about some coaching hires. We're going to talk about our AFC East division predictions and revisit those. You guys are going to be able to talk about that with us if I can get narrow on. If not, Ben, I'm not sure how many you did, but the ones that I did the
AFC North.
We will. Oh, that's the only one you did?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, we can do AFC North. We'll get into the AFC North, you know, because I feel like the AFC North predictions were completely wrong for a lot of us. So I had the Ravens potentially going all the way to the Super Bowl and having the AFC Championship game. So we all know how that worked out.
Yes,
but you guys are awesome.
I know my record is chalk.
Yeah. But we also will reveal who got the win for the $100 fantasy league for anybody watching. If you are not tuning, I'm sorry guys, I just blasted y'all's ears. I was so close to the mic. If you guys are not playing for $100 in our fucking fantasy league for free, bro, for free. If you aren't playing fantasy sports for free to win $100 at the end of the season, you're out of your fucking mind. Mind you, when I say end of the season, the actual season has to end. So for anyone playing basketball, hockey, baseball, when the season is over and someone wins a championship, that's when it's over. Okay, so it's the same way it works for football, because football is on a week-to-week basis for the season, so we have to keep it the same for the others. For anybody watching for basketball, anybody watching for hockey, for baseball, it's longer seasons, so just remember that. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. Though, go join our Discord. Follow us on Instagram at the Bay State Media at the bottom below at Emari.Scott. Make sure you go follow me, message me, DM me, any information you guys need, whether it's Discord, Twitch, Instagram, Snapchat, anything you guys need, social media. We will be on TikTok starting tomorrow on my personal page. We're going to be on there. I'm going to be posting clips. I might rebrand my whole entire personal page to put it as Bay State Media just to have it on there. Whatever. We'll see what happens with that, but we will be on there. You guys will be able to catch us on TikTok Live, where there's very interactive spaces on TikTok Live. What I want to start doing is I want to start getting on TikTok and adding viewers and people to hop in and have discussions, doing top 10 all-time lists. On football, tomorrow, I have top 10 lists. We're doing top 10 QBs, top 10 wide receivers, top 10 running back. Tomorrow, if we do not do the rest of what I said earlier, obviously the division predictions and stuff, we got 3 top 10 segments and Chiefs offseason. To all my Chiefs fans out there, any of you guys watching, or my Chiefs group chat guys, we will be talking about the Chiefs offseason. Jeremiah Love possibilities, Travis Etienne, Breece Hall, Eric Bieniemy coming back as coach. All these other things you guys will be able to come on and see. I will be talking about the offseason. I will get started with the Chiefs. And Ben and I, Ben will probably hop in for the last segment. We'll talk about the AFC North a little bit if I can fit it in there for the top 10 list. If Ben wants to hop in for the top 10 list, he'll probably be here. If he doesn't, it'll just be me probably for the most part. So I'm going to talk to you guys about that and why I think the list could be where they are going into next season. And we are definitely going to talk about the New England New Fraudland Patriots. I'm sorry.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We are going to talk about the new Fraudland Patriots. That is for sure. For sure. Thank you guys for tuning in. Love you guys. Talk to you guys later. See you tomorrow. Shout out Ben. Shout out Bay State Media. Peace.
What's a